a comment.
Toads my goats.
Deal.
Oi. I wanted to come in early. I'm coming in. No, I'm going to come in early. Hunter, you look fantastic in salmon.
You like this? I don't think
Salmon.
this is salmon, dude.
That
This
is-
is
That
this
is
is
not
angelic pink. This is angelic pink.
It's salmon. It's
It's
a
not.
salmon. It's salmon color, mate.
Brian, would you mind going as a reference point and Googling salmon color as a color tone? So we bring this up on the screen because you're
I love
Australian.
it.
Not only are you an idiot, but you're also colorblind because you live south of the fucking equator.
You want the color tone wheel? Official,
It's
like
salmon.
numbers?
Yes, please,
Tell
please.
me.
I think we need references. I think everyone in the world needs a reference because this is angelic pink.
Tell George Eaton that it's a
This is
salmon.
Cupid pink.
It's a salmon. It's a salmon color. It's not pink, mate. I think I need to be 247 represent.
You are 247 represent. I gave you some swag last time.
I know. I can't wait. That's the only reason why I'm going to Stockholm, to just get some more.
So tell me a little bit about your life, man. Like, what have you been up to since we last talked? Because
Mate.
we had like a little a buff bash where we raced against each other in Birmingham, and then you did the big Chicago.
Yeah. So that was good. Like, from my end, I enjoyed Chicago, actually. I raced well. I wasn't overly happy, but wasn't overly concerned either.
What was your result?
Came sixth, so just behind Rich Ryan.
And you placed eighth at Worlds, right?
Mate, since then, which was like correct. Yeah. Since then, and it'll be interesting to take your opinion on this, but I've been more so managing my body to be able to get up for this week coming. It's, you know, I've trained pretty well, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't do too much the last 3 weeks before Stockholm in 5 days. So yeah, I'm going well, thanks, Hunter.
I just want to make sure you're emotionally stable because sometimes people they have these peaks and valleys. They compete and then they get real emotional afterwards. And I want to make sure you're okay.
I'm going very well. I'm actually, if I had to describe myself right now, it'd be like excited. I'm excited.
You're exuberant.
Yeah, I'm excited. And a few things. I'll be honest with you. I'm excited to race against you on the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be if I were you. But, you know, that's just my 2 cents.
Mate,
Go ahead.
Okay,
I was going to
I
ask
got
you.
hang on. Breaking news here.
Salmon. Lock this in.
Okay.
Official salmon color. It's none of them actually. The official salmon color code is FA8072.
Can you pull it up on the screen? We need to see this.
Yeah. The
I need
picture
Georgie
that
here
you're
because
wearing
Georgie
right
thinks
now
it's salmon.
is ECC6D0. So
Is it referred to as angelic pink, Cupid pink?
I mean,
Angelic.
obviously,
Bro.
chest, right?
Come
Here
on,
we
I'm
go.
a bit.
dude. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Share.
Get it up, Rhino.
I need to be right about
Alright.
this so I can walk away feeling good. Yeah, it's not even
So
close.
That's your official salmon color.
Dude, that's not even close.
Mate,
And then
have you
official
seen
pink.
Tasmanian salmon? Tasmanian salmon is not that color.
I
Is
don't know.
Tasmanian salmon? Is that a real thing?
That's
Tasmanian
the
salmon.
thing, man. It's the best salmon
Tasmanian.
around. Best
Is it
salmon
really,
around.
really?
I don't think you can get it in where do you live? The Maldives? No,
Dude.
Malibu.
People in Malibu can get whatever they want. Okay.
There's the official pink color wheel. What
Yeah,
you're
let's get
wearing,
close.
Fantastic.
Getting close. I need to get some reference points here.
Yeah, grab it, enhance it.
Jam
There we
Jam's
go.
on. Okay, go over a little bit. I need to see what's going on the right. Okay, that one right there. That top right middle.
Top middle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it right there. What is that called? What is the reference?
ultra.
It's-
Ulpa?
No. One down. What's that one?
Oh,
It's called the Cute American Salmon.
Yeah, lavender.
lavender.
No way. I tell people, literally, we did an interview one time. They're like 3 words to describe you, and lavender was one of the words I used to describe me. I embody lavender. Dude,
That's a hue of pink.
At what time of the race did it come off on Saturday? The lavender.
I took it off by the time we got to the skier. I'm just not going to race with a shirt. It's not like I train in the stuff a lot, but when you're racing, like I don't even want like 1 degree more than what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't want it at all.
Sorry. But you have to race. You have to start the race on the weekend with the Elite 15 shirt on.
For what? Like 5 feet?
No, it's the rule.
But how far do you have to go?
No, you have to play by the rules, Hunter.
I know, but how far do you have to go in it before you ditch it?
I'm not sure, but you just have to play by the rules this weekend.
The fact that you don't even know, this is what happened last year during the Elite 15 breakdown. They
Jesus, we got ducks.
Dude, what are you talking about? So basically during the Elite 15 breakdown last year, they're like, you got to wear this shitty outfit. And I was like, no. I didn't work out. I would literally get to the point, and me saying this is probably going to find a way to negate it. If they told me I needed to race in it, I would go on to win the race and I would take the shirt off. And even if they penalized me all the money or even the world title, I wouldn't give a damn.
Yeah.
It's like you run in circles without a shirt on. That's the way your boy's rolling.
Hey, can I ask you something before I want to ask you about the weekend, obviously, but since we spoke, I actually got a sweat test kit sent to me.
Yeah.
And I got like my data back from it. And it's really interesting. And I don't know if you've done like a proper sweat test. And this is like an at-home kit, right? So, I mean, I don't know if there's any better way to do it, but it was pretty much a kit where I put on a little patch, calculate the sweat, send it back to them, and then they're going back to the lab to see what I'm actually losing, right? So I did like a 45-minute like HYROX specific session, and I lost 2,500 milligrams
of sodium. Yeah, dude. That's what people don't get. That's what people don't get. Like your body is holding, probably anywhere between like 5 and like, depending on the size of you, like 5 to 8,000 milligrams of sodium at any given time.
Yeah.
And, that's give or take. And some studies may show differently, but the reality is like once that imbalance gets out of whack, like you're in trouble. And you're not going to take in much more than 1,000 milligrams of sodium an hour. Sometimes you can do more than that, like in acute periods of time. Like let's just say all of a sudden you went from taking a product that was like ours, it's like 600 milligrams of sodium every hour during an Ironman. And then at a certain point you hit something that's like a double that, like an element, which is upwards of 1,500. Yeah. If you kept on doing our product for a while, eventually, if you're not taking in other things to support it, you dip under the point where it's sustainable and you put yourself in trouble. If you kept on taking Element for the entire time, you kept on every single hour taking in 1,500, you may end up getting sick from the amount of sodium that's going on in your body. So it ends up becoming this game of
replenish.
Yeah, it becomes this game of just finding out how to balance yourself. I got most of my numbers from when I used to take Salt Stick all the time. I know the founder of it, and he just put so much work into it. He was an Ironman athlete. He knew everything, and I was like, these are the numbers. And I would test all these different products, and I was like, this is the balanced number to take all the time, and I never ran into any issues. But there's no – doing a HYROX, you're not going to really need to be taking in electrolytes as you go. But if you show up before the race and you don't have the right amount of electrolytes in your system, you're already starting out at a deficit.
Yeah, but like just an example, they've kind of come back to me and said that I'm in the top like 10% of sweaters out there, or like people that lose a lot, right? Yep. So they're pretty much saying that I should be on this level 4, like significant level, and what that is trying to replace 2.5 milligrams per hour, and that is salt loss equals 6.4 grams per hour. So what my question is to you, Hunter, is that like during you kind of just already like answered it, but during the race or during a high intensity session like that, you don't think it's important. It's actually more so to make sure that I'm topped up at the start of that session or at the start of that race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'll watch, like getting into Olympic triathlons, like the difference where it's double the distance of sprint, you'll notice nutrition starts to become a really key factor for these people. And when you get into things like Ironmans, where it's 4 times the size of an Olympic distance triathlon, it starts to become a very serious conversation. So sprint distance, which is 1-to-1 with ours, these guys are finishing around an hour. It's not as much. And I've started to do the studying on it, and it's like you just can't consume that many calories, and your heart rate's at a certain level where it just would be ineffective to try to make it a pillar of your success. So I'll be honest, like I'm testing it out all the time right now to see if I can get better results, and I would give you guys the info if I found it. But right now, like there's a reason why I have supplements inside of a water bottle, and I'm taking it starting out the day, because you're sweating at night. Like, dude, for some reason last night I was sweating a bunch. Like you have to immediately wake up in the morning and start your stuff off. So you're having like 1.5 scoops of our product to start the day.
Yeah.
Because you're losing it at nighttime, especially over 8 hours of sleep.
Especially
then all of a sudden,
especially after a few red wines on a Saturday night as well.
Bad boy sangria.
Bad boy sangria. Whoa, whoa.
Hey, if you guys are sweating that much, why does HYROX not allow you to have your own type of go-to drink?
Dude, that's what I've been saying for such
on your
a long
own
time.
table. Like have your own stuff, because they only have water and power lift, and none of those equal like the amount of sweat replenishment that you would need.
Power lift is the bee's knees, though.
Yeah. I think the thing that I would say is, I've been saying this to HYROX, is they need to start giving us like our own table. The Elite 15 needs, every athlete needs to have their own table, and should be able to have like an advisor there who's giving you laps and information and stuff like that. It would create no infrastructural cost to them whatsoever.
No.
And it would allow us to perform at a higher level, and probably give, brands that really want to be seen, if their water bottles are on the table and their gels and everything like that, like a really highlighted conversational talking point. But, you'll never see it. Noel Radigan.
Here he is, my boy.
Oh yeah, man. This is stressful.
Did you take anything during the race on the weekend?
Just tons of beta alanine. I heard you started. I met
during
with one
the
of your
race.
No, beforehand.
During the race.
Beforehand, I met with one of your athletes. He's like, "I'm a James Kelly athlete."
Who's that?
Like, I can't remember his name, dude. But
you're so bad, man.
Well, how the fuck
actually,
am I supposed to remember these people's names?
It would have been could have been Noel. Was it Noel?
Nah. But I told him, I was like, "Are you taking any like products before this stuff?" He was like, "It was hard." I was like, "You should probably take like beta alanine. Even if you don't take our product, you should probably take it." Yeah. And I was like, "You didn't even take beta alanine until up recently."
No, I'm going in. Well, not right now, but I'm just learning from you like day in, day out, Hunter.
Dude, I tell people also, dude, if you take our citrulline product, dude, you'll have boners the size of this Nalgene bottle.
What?
Yeah, dude, you never got that? Hold on, my mom's calling. Damn it. I was really excited. I've lost my mom.
True. William James in Germany, they have a Red Bull mixed in the water. Is he just BSing?
Who's that?
This William James in the comments. In Germany, they have Red Bull mixed in with the water.
No, they definitely don't. It's Red Bull and water. It's Red Bull and water. There's a station. Sometimes you grab at the wrong time and it makes you sick. I've been there. I've been there for sure. So I want to get some. Hold on, guys. I'm going to mute myself so you don't have to hear this shit with my mom. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to ruin the show, but my mom is lost in London and I have to call her. If she doesn't answer, then we'll.
You sound like you're not muted. Oh, there you go. You sound like
Ryan, how's your training going, Rhino?
Good. I got a question for you. Do you ever watch Mr. G in Summer Heights High?
No, I don't. Oh, sorry, I have before, but has been a while. Why? Like, do you watch him?
I really like Chris Lilly as an actor.
He's funny.
But because you sound like every character in that TV show. So I just
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
He's pretty talented to be able to do that. Hey.
Yeah, he's got so many characters.
So where are you, Ryan? Are you back home?
Yeah, I'm back in Indiana, dude. It's 6:15 a.m.
I can tell, man. You're a bit. You need coffee or something.
For a guy named A, you want to take at least 3.2 milligrams. That's the base level of beta alanine. And athletes that are larger and producing more volume are doing about 6 to 7 grams. So that's why our product has 3.2 milligrams and 200 milligrams of caffeine. And for me, as a larger athlete, I'm taking 2 scoops. In the beginning of it, you're going to want to split it up. So you can start the morning out with 2 grams and then do 2 grams in the afternoon. If you're taking our product, just take 3 grams up front. And then if you really want to push yourself, you're going to get to the point where you're taking, 6,000 plus milligrams a day. And you got to figure what ends up happening with your body is you're metabolizing this stuff as you exercise. The same way your body metabolizes sugar, metabolizes fat, anything that's going through your system is being metabolized. And if you don't keep the stores up, then the effect of it is no longer as beneficial. And especially that's why you want to take it before workouts to make sure that it's topped off. And you have to take it a certain amount of time beforehand or have less effect.
It takes a few weeks to actually start working, though, doesn't it?
It loads inside of your muscle bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when you hear the term carb loading, like things load inside your body over time. Creatine as well. Power lift, you could drink it or you could pour it in the streets. It doesn't matter when you take it. Are you sponsored by Powerlift now?
No. It was a joke before. Oh. Yeah.
Powerlift supported Battle Bunker, so I'm grateful to them. They are not really a direct competitor. I think ready to consume beverages are not considered a direct competitor to what we're doing, so I don't mind. Like I'll drink a Powerlift. It's a good tasting, cool beverage. Do I think our product's better? Yes, 110%. Or I'd be making Powerlift if I thought otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, tell me. So I really want to hear about your first like truly scheduled professional experience in this sport. So you showed up at your first ever, like you achieved the goal, you qualified for the Elite 15, you went to Chicago, you had to compete. And did you feel like a higher level, compelling level of anxiety for needing to perform because now you were at a certain level? Was it harder to show up there and compete than it was at Worlds? What were some of the things that happened with you out there? I
watched the produced YouTube series very well.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks to your connection. I guess like I don't know, to answer that question, man. Like I think a lot of people in this sport, this industry, this HYROX, like hybrid racing sport, think that the Elite 15 is like these 15 athletes that are just die-hard professional athletes that are just mentally just so gritty and powerful. The one thing that I learned, and it's no disrespect to any of the 15 that were there in Chicago, right? But we are honestly everyday people, apart from, and I'll be honest with you, apart from yourself, who has probably been a professional athlete for quite some time. Most of us are just faster than the average HYROX are, trying to do our best. And what I'm getting at here is that, like, I'm confident with my ability to rock up on any day of the week and perform at a level that will allow me to perform well in a race format against anyone. And that's what happened. Like, yes, sure, I can't really kind of applaud myself. I came 6th. I didn't podium, right? But the people behind me, mate, like they've done 56-minute HYROX. They've done 57-minute HYROX times. I've done a 58:30. Why did I beat them? I'm a better racer, or I was able to, on the day, I can perform because I don't get nervous or anything. I kind of like love the idea of racing more than anything. So I guess like a lot of people kind of have this whole negativity about like traveling, and I understand that a lot of the boys that did travel, like feel as if that was a negative impact, obviously, but I don't think it's a thing, man. Like, if you're meant to be an elite athlete, don't make it a thing either. You know?
Oh, dude, I was in bed by 12:20 and up at 4:20 for Saturday.
Like, you just have to do what, like, you just got to get it done, or I don't know.
And I just want you guys to know how a professional athlete lives. This is my mattress on the ground in George's house. And
Yeah, Georgie's, are you?
Yeah, George and I have the best slumber parties ever. No girls allowed. No girls allowed. Action movies all the time.
All the time.
We go down to the little bodega down the street, get jacked potatoes, watch Braveheart, Lethal Weapon, top level movies. And
what's a jacked potato?
I mean, I feel like it's not from Pakistan, but like this whole neighborhood is kind of like very much a Pakistani neighborhood. Like it's just like kind of a little subsect of the city. And these guys take potatoes, they cut it up, and they put either like chicken or cheese and stuff in there. Fuck, this bait Allen is cooking my face up. And you just gnaw down on them. They're only like 4 pounds. It is awesome. It's so cheap over here, and if I like go 1 block away, it's like $75 for something else.
Right. What part of London is it?
It's called Shadwell.
Shadwell.
Most people would.
Whoop, whoop. There he
Most
is.
people would say that this is not the nicest part of town, but they just don't understand the culture over here because it's pretty VIP. I'm gonna take my headphones.
Giorgio, how are you, mate? Sorry I didn't call you back.
Oh shoot.
Here he goes.
Hey, Georgie.
What's that? Wait. Question.
That's the Pennywise, Georgie. It's a baked potato with to leave the skin on. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ryan, do you know what a bottle-o is?
A bottle-o?
Bottle-o, yeah.
No, like bottle of Jack?
You've never heard of a bottle-o before? It's what we call in Australia a alcohol shop. So it's a bottle shop, but we call it a bottle-o.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you call that?
We call it a liquor store.
Liquor store, yeah, that's boring.
You guys hitting the bottle-o? He's still on mute.
George. Can't hear ya, Hunter. Uncle hoo-hoo. Oh.
He's got to go into the settings. He always struggles with after he pulls out the cord, then going back and reset the settings.
To be honest, he'd be lost without you.
Me and Alex.
Yeah, he'd be lost without you. So what's next for you? You doing a HYROX in Miami?
I think Alex and I are going to do HYROX DC.
Such a hood rat.
There
piece
you
of
go.
shit. So I went to a, sorry, George, this is all ruined. I went to a freaking like one of those headphone shops inside of the airport, and it says like Apple certified dealership. It was lies. These are all like off of a boat from China.
But I bet you paid the Apple
100% I paid the Apple price.
Services.
But now if I plug it in and out of the computer, like freaks out Apple, and Apple's definitely catching on because my phone flips out at me all the time now, and so does my computer. So
what do you spend the most of your money on, Hunter? Like
probably Ryan keeps track of all of our bills, but let's just be real. Like I'll be straight up with people. I sat down with a couple of the business people that are all associated in building up HYROX now. Other brands are getting invested. They're like, you must be making a killing right now. And I was like, no, not even close. It cost me $3,500 to get here in flights. And the amount of money that I'm going to spend throughout this week will probably reach up to like, this whole trip will reach up to like 10 grand at least. So the travel expenses of coming over here, flying bringing the 2 camera guys in, doing everything, going out to work, dinners, all that kind of stuff. And most people wouldn't look at it as like a business investment because they don't understand the conversations. But some of the things that happened in the nights at the dinner tables after HYROX are going to make more money than any amount of money that I'll make. Like it will earn me an infinite amount more money than I would in Crash prizes this year.
Yeah.
because you're just going out and you're making sure you're at the right place at the right time. Like, it blows my mind that not one other pro showed up to London. Like, you guys have to have the IQ of a fucking goldfish. You literally, this is the biggest HYROX event in history. So the amount of clients, if you run a coaching business, is astronomical. All of the biggest sponsors that are associated with the business are all here walking around, getting to meet the athletes and see the engagement points. And Ronkovich is probably at a ping pong festival in, in Austria, and Winnish is at his mom's house, and Sandbatch is in Dubai getting a tan. Like, I see all these people, and I'm like, everyone's like, why aren't you coming to Chicago? It's because I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, you literally go to Chicago, and there's 10% of the amount of people that are going to show up to the Chicago event that did this London event.
With that being said, it just blows my mind that with all that shit that, most sponsors, biggest event ever, they didn't have an official videographer there. I want to give a shout out to Ian from Fitness Racing Podcast. Like, he was there. He was testing out the service, 40 minutes beforehand. And then he was there on site filming all you guys. Like, he was the live stream that everyone was turning into because they had shit going on, and there was no one official from HYROX company.
I think Hunter and Ryan, from that, I'm not sure if you were asking me the question on why I wasn't there, but I'm going to answer that, Hunter, by the way. I'll be honest with you. Georgie and I were going to come, and we were going to do a mixed doubles together. However, you know what, mate? My priority after Chicago was to get as prepared as I can be for Stockholm. And it was just more so a priority to just kind of have a weekend away from HYROX. I just needed a break. So Georgie and I went to Berlin for the weekend. We had a fantastic romantic weekend together. And you know what? And I feel fantastic right now in my lead up to Stockholm.
I think you completely deserve that.
Yes.
Sorry, you finish what you're saying. I don't want to interrupt.
No, that's it.
I think you completely deserve that, but I'm going to do some math for you right now.
Yeah.
If you don't qualify in Stockholm, the amount of money that you're going to have to spend to get to these other places for potential qualifyings, you're going to have to go to the United States twice. If you don't make it in Vienna, you got to go over in DC. If you don't make it in DC, you have to go to last chance qualifier in Anaheim now. The amount of money that you're going to have to spend to continue to keep this thing up is only going to get higher. And for people who are on the cusp, like, you either have two options. You either put the screws to it and qualify and just sit back and hide for the rest of the year, or you're going to have to become a journeyman where you're going to literally spend what you did last season. You literally flew around more than anybody else I knew, and you made it by you didn't make it by the skin of your teeth. You missed it in Hong Kong, and then all of a sudden you made it by the skin of your teeth because of an accident. And how much do you think you spent in just hours in the air to pull that off?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right. I feel like my decision not to go to London, though, was perfect. I mean,
I think you deserve it.
And but also, just going on kind of what you did on Instagram this morning, you have a HYROX hangover, man.
Oh, completely.
I'm so glad I wasn't at one of those events this weekend, because I'd feel it, and it's more so my mentality more than anything. I'd be mentally drained waking up on a Monday before a race, and I just didn't want that, But Hunter, you're right, man. If I don't qualify this weekend, I got to fucking get back to the drawing board, because my season is a lot tougher if I don't this weekend. So. Yeah.
And listen, I will admit the position that I'm in right now, I'll be honest with everybody. I'm not going to diminish anything. This is not excuses. This is not ideal. I would not suggest this to almost anybody, but in the sense of recognizing, even if I didn't do well in Stockholm and I did well this weekend in London because of the work that we have put together, it was worth it.
It's a success.
It is a success. And that's the thing that you need to weigh out for yourself, at least in this position. I'm not a football player or a hockey player, baseball player with big contracts, things like that. So, juggling it.
Question, right? How does the weekend and the race on the weekend with George, how does that negatively impact your lead up for Stockholm, or does it at all?
So I was doing about 20 to 22 hours of volume a week leading up until I did that last test. I don't know if you watched that YouTube video where we did the all in. Like I did the test that day, and then I did a 4-hour bike ride the next day. Like that was a 22-hour week. And, you know, it's good to come off the ledge, but I was planning on doing 22-hour weeks for like basically 10, 12 weeks straight with like a couple dip downs. I lost it this last week. I maybe got 12. So I'm 10 hours off from my plan. And this next week, now that I'm here, like it's pissing rain outside and everything like that, I'll maybe get like a 6 to 8 hour weekend this week. And the following week, because it will take me time to get back off, I will now have another 12-hour week. So that's 3 weeks with 50% volume of projections. But what ends up happening now is if I decide to skip Vienna, I will now keep my block going. I'll go really hard in January, really hard in February, really hard in March, and that will be my block instead. So I just basically said to myself, I was like, okay, I'm looking at this. I'm going to get my business done early. And I have all these, like, you know, when you end up signing contracts, I'll let people know you have what's are called deliverables. I have 10 appearances that I need to make for Puma. And I do my job better than anybody else. I show up with my camera team. I represent the brands. I work my ass off. We were filming content and building up really long time for the episode of what am I trying to say? With Represent, building up to this thing. We kicked ass, made some really good content. We do a merch drop, and that kicks ass, sells out. Like, I did my business, and now what I'm doing is I had 3 down weeks so that I can have 3 up weeks later on. And I just weighed my options, and I said, screw it. This is how I want to do it.
But do you think the race, and the question is not necessarily the race and what you actually had to do with George, the doubles, because at the end of the day, I personally think you would have done probably a harder session if you're back home for the lead up to Stockholm, right? But due to the fact that you were at a HYROX event on the weekend and you did the doubles and you were Hunter the businessman as well, which can fatigue you, do you think it's obviously, as look, the question is like, well, you already answered it. It's not ideal, right? But you're still going to Stockholm, obviously, to win.
It's the devil you decide to dance with. It's like you're going to have to pay up for it later at some point. Like I'm going to have to pay for it in Stockholm because I'm not feeling maybe as ideal as I want to. Or I'm going to have to pay for it later on in the season because all of a sudden I was like, shit, man, I should have made those connections earlier on so that I could have hit my goals earlier on in business. So which one do you want to face first? Like, I don't mind showing up to Stockholm in a non-ideal position. Like, this is a very early race for me to begin with. Usually I don't start racing until March. Like I raced March 18th last year. I'll race December 2nd this year. So it's early and I don't really care. So it's like, it's whatever. My session with George of doing that thing, like, dude, we technically were only 4 minutes behind what we did with you guys when we raced doubles. But at the same time, like, I don't know if you guys saw our stations. Like, every time I touched something, I was rowing and skiing like 119s to 123s the whole time.
Dude, you caught, you were 2 laps down on the sled pull. And within the time that they were going on lap 3, you caught up 2 laps to their ones on the sled pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were catching them, and Ian, like Ryan, like give Ian more credit. He was really good commentating the actual race.
Yeah, actually knew what was going on.
It was awesome because he'd be there and see you guys catching up on the stations more than the runs. So so
it was a good workout.
Yeah, was George excited and kind of was he absolutely gassed afterwards?
Yeah, but I mean, dude, that's like tying a string to a rocket ship. Like, that's a bad idea, but it was fun. Like, you know,
to a rocket ship.
But he he fought like a dog, dude. I think he had like a 3 to 5 minute PR. And
Unreal, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if like you're doing a little bit less work in the stations, you're still having to drag ass at that running pace, and your heart rate, there's no mercy.
Yeah.
Like I was never giving him a break. And the guy trained very hard for it. Like he's not the kind of person who's just like, hey, let's have fun this weekend. Like he put himself in the position to execute, and he worked like a dog. So I give big props to the guy for showing the fuck up. Most people would not have the guts to do that. Because you also like there's times where you look over and you're just like, man, I gotta keep my shit together right now because this is my community. I gotta live up to my name and the brand that I'm building, and that I'm talking about on his behalf. Represent literally it owns like 30 to 50% of all the chest space of all the dudes in that building.
Yeah.
So you got to toe the line.
It's crazy, hey. It's absolutely crazy, man. Yeah.
So tell me, I want to know about your experience though.
Well, 1 second. So to your point that you were saying, if JK doesn't qualify at this next one in Stockholm, then the amount of money that he's going to spend. I don't know if you saw it, but Hybrid Fitness Media made a post about Bella turning down all the majors for that exact point. And she went on to just kind of give some comments like she earned she earned second at the majors. But she told us, I first signed up for HYROX to add purpose, to give back a little bit joy of what I was missing. But unfortunately, I find the new qualification system convoluted and biased towards legacy. Though I am a legacy myself, I think that the new season should start fresh and allow equal opportunity for those wanting to enter the sport, as I did last year. I don't want to have to chase down a qualifying competition, and I know newcomers to the community aren't going to, be able to put, even if they wanted to, be able to put out the money to chase down those majors.
Yeah, and that comment, or Bella actually not doing the majors right, is an interesting thing, because I'll give you my example though, which is different. I think it's different because I don't think Bella is a coach or an online coach, but I'll give you an example. Like last year, I took a big risk, massive risk. I gave up my day job in Australia to pretty much go full on into this HYROX before even doing a race, and ultimately winning my first race to then be here now a year later. And last year, every time I booked a flight to go race, it was a business opportunity and a business risk. So every time I did, mate, like I'd be like umming and ahhing whether I should, number one, bloody spending hours and hours upon end, like flying from Australia to Europe, but then also spending the money. But at the end of the day, I'm not obviously saying that I'm like
you're doing what you want to.
Yeah. And also, like, to going back to the question, well, if I bloody have to go to Vienna and then go to DC, and then, you know what, mate, if I have to go to Anaheim for that last chance qualifier, I will. Because I don't necessarily just see it as like me just making the Elite 15, of course. And also in our last podcast together, that is my goal this year, to actually make it. Because last year I didn't. I 100% didn't. It was only because of Tim Varnish that I was able to race. My goal is to make the Elite 15 this year. And my goal is to do that this weekend. If I don't, I get back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Listen, you had the girls that look at the divergence here. Megan Jacoby took second at Worlds last year and held the world record, and she quit her job to get more invested. Belle took third, and she's quitting the sport because she doesn't want to invest in it. Those guys are very close to each other. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really that big of a difference. It's a different conversation if you're like number 15, you're not even in contention for the conversation. Yeah. This girl Belle was like in contention for winning. Like, she was on the podium. It's like, as good as it gets in the sport. And yeah, for some people, it may not be worthwhile. I quit a year ago.
Yeah.
Because I was done. At this point, last year, I was not even coming. I was in a boat. You were
in San Diego on the boat. Yeah.
I was in a boat paddling all the time, thinking I was going to go to the Olympics.
And when did you decide to come back? What date?
I think it was January 19th. I found out that I could not qualify.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And I just like sat down with myself and I was like shaking. I was like, am I a fucking idiot? Like, did I just spend all of this money, move down to San Diego, buy a boat, quit my sport, and tell all these people I was going to go for this goal and I was totally wrong about it? And I was like, well, it's not going to do a lot to complain about it. I might as well get back to work.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you, like, because I'm more curious, right? How long between you knowing that you couldn't qualify for the Olympics to then going, fuck it, I'm going to get back on the HYROX bandwagon? How long did that take you to go, oh, like, poor me, let's just say, like, this is shit, to then going back, nah, let's bounce back here and be the world champion again?
2 days.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
A lot happened in those 2 days.
It's explosive as all hell, dude, because I had to call these people who were like my, just like advisors, people that had been big parts of my life. And I basically like gone through like 3 major like breakups in my life. Like I was dating a girl, broke up with her. It was another aspect of life and business. I broke up with that. And then all of a sudden I had to, now break up with this new goal. And, I'm the kind of person where I put stickers everywhere I go with my goals written down. Every night before I go to bed, I say my top 5 biggest goals, and I usually fall asleep like 4 minutes for the 4th one in. But I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed, the level that nobody else I've ever seen. And you have to just divorce that now.
Yeah.
And now I have a boat that just sits on hooks and like a rack that's got dust on it. Like, you forget it. You let go. You're like, I know this version of myself has to die for the new version of myself to live. And it was 2 days. And then I probably started training with like, we could probably go back on my phone and look at the post where I said that I was back competing again, but it was
You're running up the mountain.
Yeah, it was
I was about to say, Ryan, he was running up the mountain.
Yeah, and it was pretty quick. I think I had 6 weeks to train to get ready for whatever it was. For Barcelona.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what was it like in Chicago? Because there was very clearly, there was a front pack and there was a middle pack and there was a back pack. You ended up getting caught in the middle pack, and it seemed like, was there, I honestly, we couldn't tell very much, but was there a lot of exchanges and jockeying around for position? Like, who were you battling against? What were your goals? Like, did you know that these guys were far ahead of you?
I knew, and like, to sum it up, man, it was Kent, Rylan, and Alex that kind of set the tone very early, and that was the front pack, right? And then there was Paleo, Rich Ryan, Tim Vinish, David Magida, Dylan Scott, and I was 8th, 9th most of the race, but ultimately I did what I do best, and I finished strong and finished stronger than them.
Spicy.
Yeah, and mate, it was good. Like, it's interesting though. Like, I personally think the weekend will be a lot more. I think it'll be a lot more closer than Chicago, because I personally think the boys that didn't do well, that flew over from Europe to Chicago, that didn't do well, will actually be coming back with a vengeance and be really ready to rumble. And look, to be honest, it's only yourself and Paleo that are coming abroad from America. Sorry, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's any other Americans.
Paleo is coming again. Oh, I guess
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah. So everyone else is European based, I'm pretty sure. But mate, yeah, I think it's going to be a very hot race from 3rd to 10. Yeah.
Did Anas qualify? This guy Noel Radigan said I heard Anas is, but I don't know if he qualified or is able to.
Pretty sure he did, mate, because of the roll downs. But depends if he's doing Deca or not. Obviously, most of your boys are doing the Deca.
Deca shit.
Deca.
There's one thing that Noel said, and I think it might play into a part of where Alex and I go, but Alex and I were supposed to do HYROX. He was really pushing to do pro, but Noel said that it's only men's opens and then elites for DC. So there's that. I still want to do that for DC.
Well, why don't you do? Oh, there's no pro in DC, is there?
Yeah, it's only men's open.
I'm gonna get Alex to race LA so he can just get a little taste.
He needs to and see. He's like, so what's the difference? It's not by much for the weights on the sled. It's like, okay.
So what's your strategy, dude? So you can get your nuts into the game on this one. Like, what are you gonna do? Because let's just say
I'm gonna do a compromise running cycle.
There you go.
Hey. Get my. I was sub 5. I was going 450s. Me and my doubles partner. I need to get it down to 426.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. It's all about intensity, dude. If you have a couple good intense sessions a week, you can get there. So for James, you've got now all of a sudden you've got the top 2 guys not coming. Is Ronkovic coming?
Yes.
Because you got him, Paleo now. You don't have Rich Ryan there. Is Rich coming?
Nope.
Okay, let's think about okay. So Kent was first, not coming. Ryan was second, not coming.
Alex
is coming. Now you've got who took 4th?
Paleo
is coming.
He's coming, yeah. Rich Ryan not coming, and then myself.
Megita's not coming?
I'm not sure. I'm sure you would know.
I don't have the information, to be honest. So you were almost guaranteed to get in.
Well, I was the next. Well, I'm the next in line, right? But as I said, mate, the boys behind me, like, think about it. Tim Vinish, who is I personally think is, apart from yourself, like, is the fastest HYROX athlete out there, or could be. Yep. Then we've got David Megita, Dylan Scott, who aren't coming. Right from there, you've still got John Wynn, you've still got Graham Halliday, you've still got Bo Wills. Like,
no, I get all these things. I'm just saying based off the placements. Like, if you just took all the people out of there, you move up to almost a guaranteed spot.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Like, you got to feel good coming into this.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. I can't be more, as I said at the start, excited and ready to rumble with you, Hunter. But like, yeah, I told you the other day, I'm leaving tomorrow. So I'm leaving tomorrow and land in Stockholm tomorrow afternoon.
Dude, it's a Swedish fitness expo. I am so excited.
I bet
you. It's gonna be a bunch of Viking people and us.
Yeah, and Georgie's coming on Friday to make sure
you behave.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Is your mum coming?
Yeah, dude. She's my +1. She's my babe for the weekend.
Yeah, awesome.
Mom's gonna have a great time. We'll probably go out big time on Saturday.
Yeah. What about, is Lauren Weeks coming over?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really pay attention to what everybody else is doing. Not that I'm not interested. It's just like, if I'm going to talk to you, I'll just call you.
Yeah.
Like, Kent and I connected after the race.
Hey, I do have a question. What time do you guys go off start for Stockholm for elites?
I think men are 10:30, correct?
Yeah, it's like a 10:15 Stockholm time.
That's so good, dude, because that means it's beers the rest of the day.
Oh, mate, it's so good.
Oh,
so good.
That means if we go live, that'll be a 4 a.m. start for Central.
I bet you that this is going to be a faster race than Chicago.
Yeah.
You think
people are gonna kill themselves.
So, but how can you say that when 2 boys in Chicago did 55s And
Well,
then
I'm talking about, first of all, overall times.
Right. Okay.
Overall times, I bet you will drop significantly.
Okay.
And I just imagine that everyone who did bad before is gonna pay, pay for it this weekend. Basically, meaning they're just going to be like, I hated that score.
Yeah.
I want to qualify now. I've got something to prove. So you're gonna watch the first half of the race just be crazy.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like mayhem. I bet you people are gonna be on the sleds doing straight acrosses, beam, 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 just fucking nonsense. And ski ergs all under 140 and sled pulls going like crazy. And then you're going to watch just dead bodies on the floor at burpees. And you'll probably see the first two guys get to the ski erg, the rower, and then there'll be like a 2-minute gap by that point. Like I will probably get off the skier. Like I'll be like 800 meters in when like a lot of guys come in. Just because I know I can already tell the psychology of what's going on. They're probably going to listen to this and they're going to hear this and they're still going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to listen to this and just because Hunter is saying this, they're going to be scared.
No, I listen, I've just done it so many times. Like you can pick what's going to happen well ahead of time of the race. And if you know the people you race against, you can tell what they're going to do before they even know it themselves.
I think, and I'm being honest here, I think you'll only be 222 meters in front of me when I get to the rower.
Well, that would mean
it's about a minute. Oh, what? No, 50 seconds.
Yeah. Hard to tell.
It is hard to tell.
It'd be impressive.
Yeah.
It'd be very impressive for you. Like we did our test this weekend and we did it at 5:20 the whole time. That's the fastest I've ever done a HYROX test.
Sorry, 5:20 per mile, right?
Yeah, that's a 320K.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I was going to comment on your video the other day you did with your coach. Like, so you were 320s so you did 320s on the weekend.
That was like in the video.
Sorry, yeah, no. In the video it was 313, wasn't it? Or
it's 320s. We did some wrong math, but it's 7 seconds a lap. It's not the biggest difference. Right.
Yeah. So 320s. When your world record right now, what's the average for that? Is it 325s or something or?
No, it's 330s.
Okay.
It's a significant speed up, but I did go slower on the row and the burpees. All other stations were pretty much in match.
Purpose? You did that on purpose?
I mean, it was just impossible to hold. I was dying.
Yeah.
I was really, really dying.
Yeah.
It sucked a big time. 7 times 8 is 56. So that came out to, it's 52.18 technically. 52.15 was my score. So we were 7 seconds off. So 52.15. So it's 52.11. And then you put on, because we always add 2 minutes to the rock zone based off of the extra that I do in transitions there at my house.
Yeah.
So it would have been, at least in my math, it would have been like a 54.11. Is that correct? Yeah, 54.11. That's hot.
Yeah.
Last year I started out. What's that?
How many seconds do you think? Like, I'm just going to give, let's just say the burpees on the grid, right? Which is normally 4 20-meter lengths. How many seconds do you think you lose doing 4 20-meter lengths instead of like 2?
You're losing like 2 seconds a turn.
Yeah, so it's actually not that much.
Yeah, 2 seconds a turn. So if you think about it, so 1, 2, 3, and yeah, so you're getting 8 seconds.
Yeah.
You pick up anywhere between like 30 plus seconds
overall.
Yeah, I think so. It's and eventually, like if you do the farmer carries, how many times do you turn around? Like 10?
Yeah.
So it's potentially, because if you think about it, like I think I ran under 60 seconds with the farmer carry here in London, and there's not as many turns. There's actually a fair amount of turns this one. There was a shittier one. Like the fastest ones I've ever had are just like crazy out and backs. But even those, you're just turning so much, you decelerate. You can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, grid races is going to be the future of the sport. So you might as well get used to it. That's why I have a piece of turf that is only the length, like around the length of the grid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
If you're going to race this weekend, is there anybody that you're specifically gunning against, or are you just only going against your strategy?
I'm racing, man, and what that means is like I'm trying to get my ticket for the world champs, right? So of course,
do you know your paces in every station and every run? Like, do you have that science nailed down, or is it more by feel for you at this point?
No, of course I do, man. Like, of course I do, and it also always depends on. No, sorry, it doesn't always depend on, but I want to be in the top 3, like. And like that kind of like Chicago, right? I ran my own race more so because I wanted to make sure that I like felt out the first couple of stations, right? To see where everyone else was. This time around, it's a bit of a different game tactic for me. I'm going to go in a bit more confidently and know what I want to hit and know what I can hit. But man, at the end of the day, like these boys can rock up. The boys that didn't do well in Chicago, they might rock up and be fiery and ready to rumble. And that's great if they are.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't know this. Because Ronkovic already qualified, does that mean his spot doesn't matter? So if he even won, it's the next 3 spots to qualify?
So let's just give this as an example, right? If you win, you get the world champs spot.
Yeah.
If Ronkovic comes second, he's already qualified. So no matter who it is, whoever comes 4th in Stockholm gets his spot.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So if
hold on. Okay, so I got a qualifying spot. So yeah, 3rd and 4th get to go also.
3rd and 4th get to go. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So 4th place, baby.
4th, yeah.
Minimum. You gotta get it, baby.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
What do you make it for 4th place? Like a beer token?
Yeah. I think it's a few beers with your mum on Saturday night.
Hey man, she's a great time. She's great.
No, we're actually super excited to meet her, mate.
I'm excited. Literally, after I get off the phone with you guys, I got to go through the shitty rain to go meet my mom and take her out to lunch somewhere.
Lovely.
Boys, I got to get out of here in a second. I want to go through some of these questions rapid fire. Fire, baby. I was supposed to piss so bad.
So do I.
Like a freaking maniac, dude. Are we going to do a pee break right now?
Sure.
Wait. Let's do a race.
Okay, done.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
And go. If you're just joining us now, they are in a pee break race.
Yes!
We only lost 4 viewers.
There's no way that James Kelly is going to be able to beat me. What a pussy.
Jared is up at the 4:10 a.m. hour. He started in California, his morning workout.
Smoked, dude. Let's go through some of these questions real quick. Dude, I've been sitting down for a half an hour.
I had to go, hey.
Yeah.
Kept going.
Neil Flavin asked why I did not show up in the medal ceremony. I didn't even know it was happening. We would have showed up there. It would have been great pictures. Drinking beers at 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. Ivan, we do drink beers at 9 a.m. Goes to show that the sport has a real vision problem if the podium athletes are quitting. I wouldn't say that's true, Trevor Odman, because Andrew Luck, one of the top paid quarterbacks, just dropped out, left his contract early because he just didn't want to do it anymore. People can quit whenever the heck they want. Noel Radigan, another crazy person. No, anybody who washes their hands after peeing? Creep. Serial killer, most likely. You know what's just so gross? I get so gross after going to HYROX is everyone wants to like shake my hand and give me high fives. I'm like, there's hundreds of people that have been touching their Johnson and I've been shaking it. And every dude loves to get a hold of my hands and try to just blow my knuckles out and squeeze my hand as hard as I can. I'm like, yo, chill out, man. Like, I get it. You're some fucking revved up HYROX junkie that wants to break my hand. Insane. All right, let's go through these questions. A lot of people had questions. Some of them are useless, but other ones, you know, could have a good time. Could have a really good time. Pop it out. Pop it out. Okay, see all. Holy shiznizzle, there's a lot. What do you fuel with the night before your race? Aaron, C Hill OCR.
Me?
That's for you, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of rice. A lot of sodium. I don't know what else to say. Like, pretty basic shit.
Okay. What's the most overhyped common HYROX advice hack that you hear?
Compromise running.
Yeah. I think compromise running is a stack of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I also just think that literally you have no idea how many people I know that are HYROX coaches now. What makes you an elite level coach for HYROXing? Because you did too. It's just like people who get a certification from from CrossFit, and then they're like, yeah, I'm a gym owner now. I'm like, dude, you never ran a business before. Like, you got a personal training certification. Like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Will you and JK be in Vienna? It's my first open singles. Looking forward to it. From Ryan Bell. I think this dude's trying to make moves on you.
Well, make moves on both of us, mate.
Are you going to Vienna?
Maybe if I podium this weekend, probably not, but maybe.
I like this. What's your current wake up routine and your sleep training? Do you have anything special in there?
No, I wake up and make my lovely Georgie a little cup of tea and
Revolut coffee.
Do you guys sleep in the same bed, or do you guys have like bunk beds, trundle beds? Do you guys sleep in different rooms? I just assume that Australian people are just weird.
Nah, we like our cuddles, mate.
That's cool. Someone's asking me when I want to get rid of my mustache. I'm getting rid of it today.
Yeah.
What was your first competitive sport? You were a pretty good runner, but what were you doing before this?
I played cricket.
From Cornelius.
Cricket was my sport when I was a kid.
That's not a sport.
Yeah, it is, man. Come down under, mate. We'll teach you a thing or two.
Wow. This is a spicy one. Not going to ask that one. How many sessions you crack in a week? I think that means how many are you doing?
How many sessions? Like
gym sessions.
Yeah, or like sessions and running sessions, like total probably 15 to 16.
Holy shit. It's a lot. Wow, there's so many questions, dude. What in the Lord is going on? Do you try any of the local cuisine in England? Is there anything you were trying to test out in Stockholm that you're very excited about culturally?
Mate, to be honest, no. I haven't even thought about that. I don't even know the cuisine that they offer. Do you? Are you excited for anything?
I want to drink beer. I want to meet Viking women. I want to go to the big boat that they have, museum that they have. I want to show my mom a good time. There's nothing there that I think they're known for fish, I think, and I'm not really into fish, so
right.
Screw that. Let's see here. What is your biggest goal of 2024 from Flips and Runs?
To make the Elite 15.
How do you get better at burpees as my heart rate goes through the roof? Well, tattooed triathlete, I think maybe you should get in better shape. But do you have any tips about that for people that suck at burpees?
Just do more. Just do as many as you can. Yeah. Not really. It's just get
repetition.
used to it. Yeah, just repetition. Yeah.
What's your resting heart rate from JH Henny Rip?
45, 44.
Really? That's awful.
Yeah.
That's high.
What's yours?
Dude, mine's between 29 and 33.
No, it's not. Are you serious?
Yeah, man, I track my heart rate variability.
Wow.
I mean, not awful is a wrong word. Your resting heart rate's not awful.
So you've seen it. You've woken up and seen it in the 20s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we used to do, especially when I was doing stuff like Spartan race, I could get down there often.
Wow.
Yeah. I was much
incredible.
smaller back then. But now 33, 32 is not hard to see. How do you train strength and fast running? Are you doing them together or are you doing them separately?
Separately. There's a difference between a speed session, fast running, than even threshold, then running for HYROX. You know, there's speed and then there's HYROX threshold running.
Did you ever do CrossFit?
Nah,
man. CrossFitter?
Nah. I've done heaps of those. I've trained the methods and whatnot, but nah. Never done it properly.
People want to know.
Did you win your 5K race for the turkey trot?
Me?
Yeah.
I did a 10 miler that day. Nobody in the family wanted to get together and do it. Let's see here. Is there any A-list celebrities you think would be great at HYROX, or any ones that you'd want to compete with? From Adrian Cervantes, 29.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Hey, there's a bunch.
You want to hook up with Thor, don't you?
Oh man, I can't wait.
Do you think there's any drugs in the sport?
Do I think there's drugs?
Yeah.
Not in the Elite 15, but definitely in the Open.
Dude, you should just see the size of the guys that are in London HYROX. They are so yoked, like 8 packs. I'm just like, what?
Oh man, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, it's mind blowing.
But no, like, to answer that question, like, properly, no. I personally don't think in the Elite 15.
Interesting. The rest of the questions are pretty useless. So you'll be there tomorrow, just living your best life.
Yeah.
Alex is up at 4 a.m. What do you think creepy Alex is doing right now? Because what time is it in the California?
5:10 a.m.
You know Alex never went to sleep.
You think he pulled the all-nighter editing?
Of course he is, dude. Alex is a serial killer. That man's lifestyle confuses me at a level that I can't understand. I think he just randomly sleeps in different places in his van, and he's just rollerblading at all hours of the night and editing in like random parking lots. It's a lifestyle. So we'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, man.
Fourth place plus.
That's the goal.
Then from there, are you coming to training camp? Like, we're supposed to be putting in a big block January and February. Like, if everything works out well, it's like Tour de France. Like, everyone's locked into one location. We go ham.
Mate, you've told me this, like you've sent me a message saying you coming training camp. I'm like, tell me about it. Tell me more specifically.
I've already given you this information.
Man. Come on. Like,
it's interesting. I put this offer up all the time, and nobody takes me up on it. And everybody just like sits at home and just continues to train by themselves and get dog shit results.
Mate, I'll come when I'll commit when I have a world championship spot. So after Saturday, I'll shake your hand.
At this point, it'd be harassing you to try to get you to come. But out of curiosity, what makes you think that going to a training camp would not help you qualify? So like if you don't make it this weekend, if I were you, I would move to California and train your ass off until March. and try to have a stable, that would just be me. And I'm not trying, like, I know you got a girlfriend and all this like lifestyle over there in Germany, but
yeah,
you got to figure, like, there's a reason why when Lance Armstrong started his cycling career, he was like here in the States and working. And the next thing you know, when you want to go to the big levels, they all move to Europe and they go into these training camps and they're just like busting their asses training, in specific places, in groups, trying to push the next level. And that's just like sport. Like, you have to get into the rooms with the biggest dogs and get, tougher teeth, I guess.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And if all goes well, we will be doing a training camp Jan, Feb.
Dude, you might have to break up with your girlfriend, become asexual, and just become a HYROX freak.
Maybe this weekend. Who knows? Who knows?
I'll talk to her about it. I'm like, listen, you gotta let your guy go. You gotta let him go.
She'll put you in her in your place, mate.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
Hey, just don't trip her over again.
Dude, these thunder thighs can't help it. All right, guys, I had a really good time. Just want to remind everybody, it's the last day of our sale for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. Is 30% off the site. If you guys need anything, it's on builderinternational.com and Builder Sports. The pre-workout just got released in the United States. It's the first time it's ever been there. I'm letting everybody know, because of the way it's a pre-order, it will get shipped out December 13th. So don't freak out. It's coming. But we want to give you guys the sales attached to the Black Friday. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see all of you guys in Stockholm, hopefully. JK, train hard, buddy.
Hey, mate. Thanks.
See you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you all.
See you, boys.
Bye.